Ontario Agricultural College's Convocation ceremony this afternoon. The University of Guelph is honored by our graduates, and we take great pride in this convocation ceremony. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the proceedings today. The ceremonials used for conferring degrees have evolved over a millennium, and the gowns and hoods represent that history. In general, the gowns for the baccalaureate and the magisteriate degrees are black, and the color of the hood is different for each degree program. The doctorates at the University of Guelph have a bright blue gown, and the honorary degrees are an even brighter color. The University of Guelph crest that you see on the curtains behind me and shown on the cover of the convocation program also represents that specific history. The emblems in the crest show links with the Royal City of Guelph through the white stallion above, the connection to the liberal arts through the book, to the sciences through the astrolabe, and our connection to abundance and agriculture through the cornucopia. The University of Guelph motto, Rerum cognoscere causis, is a quote from Virgil. It is variously translated to be either happy is the one who is able to ascertain the reason of things, or perhaps to know the meaning of things. The proceedings of people into the hall are also influenced by ancient tradition. The piper will herald the start of the procession of graduands, the students who are coming to graduate today. This will be followed by the arrival of the mace leading the platform party. The mace is a symbol of authority of the university and will be carried out by the beadle. In medieval universities, a beadle was chosen by the instructor to work as an assistant. Today, the beadle is the ceremonial officer of Senate. Following the beadle and the mace is the chancellor, members of the administration and the honorees, fellows of the university, members of the board and senate, and members of faculty and staff. The degrees will be conferred in the order that you see in your program. The degrees are separated by categories representing the specific degree being awarded within the college. We will begin with the doctorates and magisteriates, followed by the baccalaureate degrees. The name reader will announce the degree being awarded at the start of each category. As the name of each student is called, the beadle will place the hood over the recipient's shoulders. This moment will be videoed and, technology willing, there will be a simultaneous live cast of the event to allow family members and friends to watch from a distance. The chancellor will then confer the degree. We understand the joy and excitement accompanying such an auspicious occasion, but we ask that you hold your applause until after each group of graduates has crossed the stage. There will be an opportunity for a truly thunderous applause after each group has graduated. Once all the degrees are conferred and all the cheers are cheered, the chancellor will close the ceremony and a recessional will play. Please remain standing during the recessional until all the platform party and all the graduates have processed out of the hall. May I be the first person to congratulate the graduates on their various successes and offer my congratulations to the family and friends who are here to support them. Welcome to Convocation at the University of Guelph.
Canada, our home and native land. True patriot love in all our sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
I invite you to receive these words of invocation. On this day of celebrated accomplishment, we are filled with gratitude, thankful that our diverse paths have been brought together, thankful for the friends that have journeyed with us, for the families that have supported us, for dedicated faculty and committed administration. As we step off this stage and into the play of life, may our knowledge be coupled with wisdom, that we might impact the world for the better. May we be filled with continued wonder and compassion, that we might enrich the lives of those around us. Enable us to explore and embrace, so that the play of life might resonate with peace. Amen.
Please be seated. Mr. Chancellor, Mr. President, faculty, staff of the university, families and friends, and graduates, welcome to the celebration of Convocation at the University of Guelph. I would also like to extend a special welcome to University Professor Emeritus recipients Lawrence Schaefer and Stephen Leeson, who will be introduced more formally a little later. I'm Anthony Clark, Assistant Vice President, Graduate Studies, and I'm privileged to have the honor of opening this ceremony on behalf of the university. And I'd like to officially congratulate you, our graduates, on your momentous achievements. And before I go any further, graduates, will you please join me in thanking the many people, family, friends, and mentors who have supported, encouraged, and assisted you in the pursuit of your studies. This is a day of change and of continuity. The change is what we primarily celebrate here, with pomp and circumstance and ceremony. Today, you close one chapter of your lives and begin a new one. You mark an important accomplishment that culminates years of effort and hard work, and you turn that goal into another step in your preparation to face new challenges of increasing complexity and impact. And therein lies the continuity. Your journey of learning did not begin here at Guelph, nor does it end here today. If anything, it builds upon your experiences of the last few years to become more arduous, more enlightening, more productive, more satisfying, more fulfilling. You came here to develop the possibilities and resources of your own minds. You came here to change your lives, to devote some time to learning essential skills and acquiring knowledge, to challenge yourselves and extend your capabilities. Here in our community of scholars, you had the freedom to learn about the world and learn about yourself. We hope you learned a great deal about how you fit into and affect the world. We hope you see your path more clearly and that you see how your contributions on that path can lead to a better world. We have tried to help you prepare by opening your eyes to ideas you might not have encountered, cultures of which you were unaware, perspectives that complement and sometimes contrast with your own. We've tried to help you think critically, to reject simplistic answers to complex questions, and to refuse the empty satisfaction of half-truths and partial solutions. Ultimately, we have shared with you one fundamental lesson. There is always more to learn. It's now up to you to start applying that lesson and those skills. We send you forth as representatives of the University of Guelph. We know you will make us proud, and we hope you are proud to wear the Guelph name. As you probably noticed, even when you were first applying to universities, we eagerly called attention to the exploits of our graduates. Be one of those people whose accomplishments we trumpet. Be someone who makes a mark on the world, someone who demonstrates the power and potential of higher education. Wherever your future leads, please don't forget that even though you may no longer be on campus, you are still part of our community. Your association with Guelph, like your journey of learning, is lifelong. We hope you will feel welcome to return from time to time to share accomplishments and experiences with your fellow alumni, your former professors, and the future students who will follow in your footsteps. And so once again, I bid you welcome. Enjoy the ceremony, take pride in what it represents, and remember all those who have helped make this day possible. I offer you my personal congratulations and best wishes. Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate of the University of Guelph, it is my honor to present to you Stephen Leeson for the distinction of University Professor Emeritus. Dr. Steve Leeson is one of the world's leading experts in poultry nutrition. His prolific research program has made many important contributions to the entire poultry industry and to the many aspects of human health. His main area of interest has been feed program development, from effective ways to enhance poultry growth to improved nutrient content in the resulting meat and eggs. We also have Dr. Leeson to thank for omega-3 in the eggs that we find on our supermarket shelves today. In 1977, Dr. Leeson became a faculty member in the Department of Animal and Poultry Science, and in 2005 he became chair of the department. He has authored more than 350 peer-reviewed articles, dozens of trade journal articles, and has published 8 books and contributed to the preparation of 10 others. His research has been cited more than 5,000 times, and his contributions have been recognized with several awards, including the Ontario Agricultural College's Distinguished Researcher Award in 1989, and in 2001, he was honored by the Canadian Society of Animal Science as a recipient of their Fellowship Award. Since his semi-retirement in 2011, Dr. Leeson has continued to be actively involved in the department and university. He continues to actively publish his research, provide his expertise globally on a regular basis, and speak at conferences and industry groups on many aspects of poultry nutrition. He also provides considerable leadership in administering the delivery of the University of Guelph's OMAF Partnership's Highly Qualified Personnel Scholarship Program. In well-deserved recognition of his illustrious career and important contributions to the poultry, nutrition, and human health sectors, I ask you, Mr. Chancellor, to confer upon Dr. Steve Leeson the distinction of University Professor Emeritus.
By the authority of the Senate of the University of Guelph, I have the honor to name you University Professor Emeritus. Congratulations, Steve. Thank you. Yes. Turn this.
Mr. Chancellor, on the recommendation of the Senate of the University of Guelph, it is my honor to present to you Lawrence Schaefer for the distinction of University Professor Emeritus. Dr. Larry Schaefer has achieved an international reputation for his many outstanding contributions to improving the genetics of dairy cattle. His work has been instrumental in shaping genetic evaluation programs worldwide. In fact, there is certain to be some component of his research into genetic improvement infrastructure behind each and every dairy bull evaluated in the Western world. Dr. Schaefer's long and prolific research career has resulted in nearly 120 peer-reviewed publications, 6 contributions to books, and numerous presentations and industry talks around the globe. His legacy touches an entire generation of livestock geneticists throughout the world. Dr. Schaefer became a faculty member in the University of Guelph's Animal and Poultry Science Department in 1975, and he semi-retired in 2011. He, however, continues to provide daily leadership to the Center for Genetic Improvement of Livestock and conducts research that supports industry needs both nationally and internationally. His work has been recognized with numerous major awards, including Dr. J.L. Lush Award from the American Dairy Science Association 1988, the Hermann von Matthias Medal from the German Society of Animal Production in 2009, and the 2011 Award of Distinction from the Canadian Dairy Network. In well-deserved recognition of his illustrious career and its resounding international impact, I ask you, Mr. Chancellor, to confer upon Lawrence Schaefer the distinction of University Professor Emeritus.
By the authority of the Senate of the University of Guelph, I have the honor to name you University Professor Emeritus. Congratulations. Dr. John Cranfield is a professor in the Department of Food, Agricultural, and Resource Economics. His research focuses on the economics of consumer behavior and demand analysis at the individual, household, and market level, innovation in the agri-food and biotechnology sectors, and economic history. Dr. Cranfield is a graduate of the University of Guelph and has been recognized with awards for both his research and teaching. I am pleased to invite Dr. John Cranfield to now deliver the convocation address. Thank you.
I teach big classes, and yet I find myself a little bit nervous still, so hopefully this will go smoothly. Chancellor Mervis, President Summerly, Dean Gordon, honored guests, faculty, colleagues, parents, friends, and especially graduates. As an alumnus of the OAC, I feel incredibly privileged to be speaking to you today. Let me first offer my heartiest congratulations to the graduates. You should be proud of what you have accomplished at during your time at the University of Guelph. Let me echo Anthony Clark's comments and also recognize the importance of those who have helped you in the pursuit of your studies. These are the spouses, partners, parents, siblings, advisors, teachers, staff, and friends who are often in the background. The support, encouragement, cajoling, and sometimes kick in the pants offered by these people are often neglected, but ever so important. So graduates, after today's ceremonies, please say thank you to those who have helped you as you progress through your studies. As many of you know, our college takes great pride in its traditions. One tradition we have is to pass on the good deeds that others have done for us. So as you move on to the next stage of your life, remember that you're now in a position to help others. Be mindful of this. Be very mindful of this. Embrace the opportunity to pass on the good deeds others have done for you. This brings me to the fact that all of you are now going to be moving on to something new. For some, this is the first job. For others, it's a new job. For others, it's a more advanced degree. I want to leave you today with 3 things to think about as you move on to the next stage of your life. To understand the 3 points, you need to know something about me. I am fascinated, almost obsessively, drives my wife nuts, by the history of atomic physics. Now, I'm an agricultural economist, but I do have a history an interest in history, and atomic physics, for some reason, is a draw. This fascination actually centers on the lives of key figures in the history of atomic physics, people like J. Robert Oppenheimer, Edward Teller, but especially one man, a man by the name of Richard Feynman. Feynman was a U.S. physicist from the 1940s to the 1980s. He did important work on the Manhattan Project during World War II, made foundational contributions to quantum electrodynamics, and was the person who figured out why the Challenger space shuttle exploded shortly after its liftoff in January of 1986. For his contributions to the foundation of quantum electrodynamics, Feynman was a co-winner of the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1965. He was an intellectual giant. He loved adventure, he played the bongos, didn't care what other people thought of him, and eschewed honors. So much so that he had to have his arm gently twisted to actually accept his Nobel Prize. He had a Brooklyn accent, used plain language, and called out people for knowing about something, but for whom they didn't actually understand the concept or the idea that they were talking about. He's an academic hero of mine. The reason for this is simple. During the first year of my PhD, a classmate gave me a copy of a book written by James Glick. It was a biography of Feynman entitled Genius. The book was transformational for me. The transformation occurred in the reading of one very simple passage. In this passage, a television interviewer asked Feynman why he did what he did. Feynman's response was, well, for the pleasure of finding things out. For the pleasure of finding things out, not for reward, but for the discovery. It's a simple statement, but it's very powerful. It's powerful in terms of what it represents. What Feynman was getting at, and I'm paraphrasing him, is that the pleasure of finding things out comes from different types of discoveries. It might be a fundamental discovery that shakes the accepted wisdom and calls into question everything we thought we knew. It might be developing a better way to do things, like building a better mousetrap or figuring out a better way to sequence genes. Or it might be learning something that's new to you, but which everyone else already knew. It's all discovery, just on different levels, and they all lead to the pleasure of finding things out. So my first charge to you graduates as you go forward is to never stop exploring and embrace the pleasure of finding things out. My second charge is a bit easier to explain, and a bit embarrassing. I failed grade 10 math. It wasn't a marginal failure, it was a colossal failure. So much so that my math teacher, Mr. Latimer, I still remember his name, even suggested I pursue a career that does not involve mathematics. I retook the course, again with Mr. Latimer, and passed with very high grades. The fact that I took the same course with the same teacher, yet had a multi-fold increase in my grade, was not lost on me. It also hints at the causal roots of my initial failure. I'm lazy. I'm very lazy. It wasn't the course, it wasn't the teacher, it was me. But through that failure, I learned a very important lesson, namely that success requires hard work, often very hard work. The hard work isn't my second charge to you. My second charge to you is to not be afraid of failure, provided, of course, that you can learn from those failures, much as I learned from failing grade 10 math. I tell my own students failing is actually one of the best ways to learn, but only if you learn from the cause of the failure. Samuel Beckett said it best with, ever tried, ever failed, no matter, try again, fail better. My third charge to you reflects something that has become important to me. When I turned 40, I decided to run a half marathon. That led to another half marathon, then another, then marathons, and now triathlons. Not Ironman distances that you hear being run in Hawaii in November, but distances that still test one's mental and physical limits. I pursued endurance athletics not because I think I can win them, by any stretch of the imagination I can't, but because I enjoy it. I found something I like to do. I enjoy everything about the process, everything from the training, to the camaraderie, to the rush I get from the gun going off at the start line. And this is my third charge to you. Find those activities that bring you joy, but which allow you to test your limits. In my experiences, those who do are surprised by what they can accomplish and what they learn about themselves. When I teach undergraduate students, I have a number of 20-year ideas. These are ideas that, if we were to meet in 20 years, I would want them to have mastered and still understand. My 20-year ideas to you are simple. Embrace the pleasure of finding things out. Don't be afraid of failure, but learn from your failures and explore your own limits. My hope is that you'll be able to marshal these three simple ideas as you go into the next stage of your life. Congratulations, go forth, do good deeds, but not with an expectation of a reward, but that's because what good people do. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John, for those inspiring words. Well, graduates, the time has come. Will the graduating class please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University of Guelph that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I hereby accept you for admission to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto.
Will members of the graduating class please be seated?
Good afternoon again, graduates, proud family and friends of the graduates. I'm sure you'll be excited, perhaps a little relieved, certainly happy to see your graduate walk across the stage and be greeted by the Chancellor. And you may want to express your emotions in some audible manner. This is fine, please go ahead. But may we ask the general audience hold your collective applause until after the presentation of each of the degree programs, and we will give you the cue. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree Doctor of Philosophy. George and Purcell Anno. Emily Ann Bezites. Shelley Lynn Eileen Carson. Okay. Rebecca Elizabeth Fisher. Matthew Alexander Gray. Bonnie Allison Harper. Linda Elizabeth Jewell. Na Lee. Go ahead. Olathe Jean McIntyre. Kristen McNaughton. Alice Sinia. Brenda. Go ahead. Mary Ann Smith. Doctor of Philosophy graduates. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree Master of Science. Anna Soleil Best. Nitish Budhu. Pragyani Bora. Greta Xingying Chu. Caroline Dykstra. Caroline Victoria Gonano. Abdul Majid Marjan Hamid. Matthew Mack. Sanjay Malakar Junipa. Cara Michelle McCreary. Surya Paliath. Lakshmi Ramsahoy. Ashley Nicole Roberts. Colleen Allison Roewig. Itai Dov Shahar. Lyle Shepard. Barbara Small. Mahela Stanescu. Kumupal Tiwari. Leon Van Milken. Sarah Victoria Wilinski. Hamid Zahedi. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree Master of Science Planning. Mitchell Avis. Ryan Deska. Mark Ferguson. Kelly Sarah Jans. Dustin William Lauren Robson. Please join me in congratulating our Master of Science graduates.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Bioresource Management Honors Program. Nicole Erin Brittany G. Sharon Steenberg. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce Honors Program. Jill E. Brown. Robin Virginia Goluboski. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from Ontario Agricultural College that he may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Landscape Architecture Honors Program. Joshua Solomon Rosenberg. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors Program. Megan Nicole Billard. Janine Brittany Jane Buffum. Cassandra Kate Chernobyl. Jordan Antunes da Silva. Vancha Jukic. Supman Gruel. Thanks. Dinjin Gout. Thanks. Bethia Morgan Cook. Danielle Miller. Harpreet K. Sidhu. Jonathan Solika. Lauren Elizabeth Wanche. Eden Rayanne Wickens. Reiko Ka-Ray Yamazaki Lei. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture Honors Program. Lindsay Nicole Grau. Dylan Patrick Harding with distinction. Undong Kim. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you the scholars from the Ontario Agricultural College that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences. Katie Bettinger. Kelly Noriko Carmel McHugh with distinction. Kathleen Margaret Keenan. Jill Korziak with distinction. Oops. Karen Leanne with distinction. Patrick Michael Padovan. Maria Jose Ramirez Geraldo. Callie Robinson. Elena Sanchez Macaulay with distinction. Felicia Elizabeth Sawyer with distinction. Christina Vasilajek. Congratulations to all the graduates from Ontario Agricultural College.
Mr. Chancellor, I would ask you to confer the various and several degrees on the graduates listed in the programme but unable to be present at this ceremony.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I confer the various and several degrees in absentia on the graduates not present.
So, graduates, you did it. This is it. After all the hard work, after all of those moments when you thought you might not be successful, and all of those moments when you realized that you were going to be successful, the Chancellor has given you your degree, and now all you have to do is to listen to me, and then you can get on with the rest of your lives. Don't worry, I'm only going to talk for about 2 hours. In the foreword to his autobiography, Nelson Mandela wrote that in carrying out that long walk to freedom, it was always important to stop on the journey and to celebrate where you'd managed to get to. But he also said that once you'd done all the celebrating, it was time to get back on the road again and to use his words, because there are still many hills left to climb. I'm not suggesting that any of us will probably ever face the kind of challenges that Mandela did. But his vision conjures up an image that for me is very reflective, thinking about convocation. Now is the moment to sit back and look at the distance that you have come. Now is the moment to think about what this has meant to you and to all of those people who've supported you. And now is the moment to turn round and face the next hills ahead of you. For you've only got one life, and I want to try and encourage you to fill it to the fullest. Think back for a moment. Think back to some of the incredible things you've done here. What was the most amazing thing that happened to you? What was the stupidest thing that you did? Well, from up here, when I ask you those questions, I can see the thought processes flash across your face. I say something amazing and you look sort of pensive, or you look in wonder at something, and as you're remembering that magic moment. I say something stupid and some of you look really guilty and sheepish, thinking that I've been creeping you on Facebook. Or there's a twinkle in your eye, so that I can tell there's some trick you played, some prank you did, that you really got away with, and it was great fun. Why do I tell you this? I tell you this because it's important to hold on to those memories. Don't ever forget them. Much to the chagrin of those of us who profess, who teach here, it's very, very unlikely that you'll remember what happened to you in the third lecture of the third week of the third semester. Or in fact, very little of what occurred in classes. So if that's the case, what do you carry away from here? Well, you've got a parchment that says you've got the degree. I suppose that's something. But I hope it's much more than that parchment. I hope it's much more than a sheaf of notes or a computer stacked with files that you still haven't backed up. I hope what it is that you have learned what it means to be part of a society, part of a group, part of a herd that cares about the world around you, cares about the animals around you, and perhaps most of all, cares about people. But before you go, I want to do something quite different. I want to challenge you. I want to challenge you to be involved, to be engaged in the critical social, political, and humanitarian issues that face this world. Work tirelessly for tolerance and understanding. When you see intolerance or people failing to understand, don't be angry. Just turn round and use the skills that you have learned here to stamp out injustice, to fight for those people who cannot, to speak for those people who for no cause of their own have lost their voices, and above all, care. Because it's only by caring that you will truly make a difference in this world. And sad to say, we really need you. In a world that is riven with injustice, that is challenged by dogma and prejudice and disadvantage, our only hope is you. Do something. Do something. I don't care whether it's taking on some of those incredible, complex, baffling challenges that face the world, or whether it's just deciding today that every day for the rest of your life you will make a difference in somebody else's life. And perhaps you'll be forgiven in thinking, how on earth do I do that? Well, if you remember nothing else, remember this. There is an incredible human trait that none of us can escape from. And that is, no matter what the situation, no matter how angry somebody is, no matter how miserable, upset, or pleased, if you smile at them and keep smiling, they cannot help but smile back at you. And in doing so, you make a difference in their lives. Find ways to include people of all ages and stages, all genders and races, in everything that we do to make this a better planet. So, take your parchment. More importantly, take the values and ideals that you have learned here. Take and treasure the friendships that you've established. And get out of here. Those of us that are left behind will be watching you with enormous pride. I celebrate and salute your successes, and I wish you every success in the future. Thank you. following convocation, the Dean of the Ontario Agricultural College will host a reception for all of the graduates and their guests in the Macdonald Stewart Arts Centre, and I hope that you'll take the opportunity to attend, and graduates, take that moment to say thank you to all of the people you need to. Before you go, please would you remember to return your gowns? We have a number of ceremonies this week, and it will be sad if we have those without gowns by the end of the week. There isn't another ceremony this evening, so please stay and take photographs. Those too will be part of those treasured memories you have. And when you come back as alumni in 10, 20, 50 years' time, you'll be able to pull out those pictures and say, did I really have earrings that looked like that? Did I have hair in those days? Because they too will be part of the portfolio of those treasured memories. Have a wonderful life.
Convocation is dismissed.
Congratulations, everyone. Please enjoy time with your family and friends. Come back and visit often. You're free to go. You did it!